The following evolutions were all covered through the Switch clip capture, since I wasn't able to record them. So enjoy the many different clips, and towards the end, you're going to be seeing something pretty surprising. Enjoy. What are you What are you? I'm you, but stronger. Hey everybody, it's Slingshot. Welcome back to more Pokemon Scarlet. In the last episode, what did we do? Was it the legendaries? Did we finish? We finished up getting the legendaries, right? I'm gonna hope so. But okay, it's been a while. I this was okay. This is the first episode I'm recording after finals, after Christmas, and after, I'm currently on a family trip right now, though everyone's out at the pool, but I have dysphoria and I don't have gym pool clothes, so I'm not going. So I took this opportunity to record some stuff. I recorded that little montage of all these evolutions, and along with that, showing off this guy. I went to one of those outbreaks, those mass outbreaks of Pokemon, and one was of a Noibat, and I'm like, yeah, let's see if we'll get a shiny, because after you kill like 60 of them, you get increased shiny odds. And yeah, and I got this one on Christmas Eve, and so I decided to name him Navidad. And who knows? I might make him not a part of the team, because obviously our adventure's over for the most part. But I might have it that excuse me, sorry about that. I might make a competitive shiny Noivern. I'm curious to see how good he is competitive wise. But I didn't just sit around twiddling my thumbs doing nothing while my break was going on. Obviously, my whole team, including Scarlet, who's not, you know what, we're not writing them. So yes, there we go. Everyone is at level 72, and maybe what? Ooh, I know exactly what to give you. We are going to give you the Heat Rock. This will make your Orichalcum Pulse last longer. But also, while that was going on, I did my best to fill out the Pokédex. So let's check how much progress we've made. I've caught 381, and I've seen 389, meaning all that's left there is I need to see 11 more and catch 19 more. Let's check how much progress we've made on the, rewards. Got a nugget, and another nugget, 2 nuggets. Ooh, and I'm gonna get 3 big nuggets next. And I also actually, you know what? I don't think I've shown the dex entries for these guys. I went back and I also caught some more of the Paradox Pokemon. So let's see, you caught all these. Slitherwing, you did not catch yet. Slitherwing, the Paradox Pokemon. This mysterious Pokemon has some similarities to a creature that an old book introduced as Slitherwing. Sandy Shocks. No records exist of this Pokemon being caught. Data is lacking, but the Pokemon's traits match up with a creature shown in an expedition journal. Then we got our pseudo legend. Gimmighoul. So one thing interesting, and actually, give me we'll get into it later. Um, I looked into it a bit more, and turns out its roaming form that we've seen all over. It technically has stats and has in like battle information, meaning that we'll likely find some way to get it. And I think it's through Pokemon Go, because fun fact, Gaming was actually the first, was the first Gen 9 Pokemon revealed in a game, because it was shown off in Pokemon Go, like I think a month before Scarlet and Violet released, but it would just like follow you around, and it like if you gave it first, you'd have to find one of the Gaming Gold coins, then you'd give it to it, and it would like follow you around, and it would make all the Pokestops that you swiped give even more items. So of course we got the Treasures of Ruin. I've come to learn, and apparently they are based off of the four artifacts associated with Ruin, um, in Chinese mythology, which is really cool. I really like it when they base things off of Pokemon off of mythology. Um, I also was able to catch Roaring Moon, which is in this very like niche cave in Area Zero. Roaring Moon. It is possible that this creature listed as Roaring Moon in an expedition journal that still holds many mysteries. And also, interesting thing about this guy, the wing pattern looks familiar. That is because this is supposed to be based off of Mega Salamence. Similarly enough, Iron Valiant, whoops, has the dress of Mega Gardevoir and the extended arm blades of Mega Gallade, meaning that these are crosses between regular Pokemon and Mega Evolution. Nice that we're, this is the closest we'll get to the return of Mega Evolution in recent games. Okay, that actually looks really cool. So that's pretty cool. How and also technically we've seen Paradox Pokemon before, or the closest thing to that, and that is Mega Aerodactyl. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but Mega Aerodactyl's Pokédex entry in Sun and Moon states that its appearance is what people believe to be the original form of Aerodactyl, which confirms that the fossilization process in the games doesn't fully bring back Pokemon to how fossil Pokemon to how they used to look in ancient times, and Mega Aerodactyl is the closest that they've gotten to actually achieving that. So, pretty interesting. Who knows if one thing I'd love if they do DLC is that they have fossil Pokemon in their original forms, and that just gets rid of the rock typing. I think that would be amazing. Unfortunately, I've yet to get all the version exclusives from Violet. That's actually what this area is for. All of these are Pokemon whose counterparts I've yet to obtain. So I caught another Charcadet evolved into Armarouge to get Ceruledge. Okay, you want to know what's funny? So this is the Blaze breed of Paldean Tauros. The normal one that we've seen has been the what is it? The combat breed, which is just pure fighting type. Now we have a fighting fire type. Wow, a fire fighting type? Hello? I just realized the original trainer's name. Funny enough, I could not find this thing in the wild for the life of me. I found it once, and then it despawned, and I found it again, and I accidentally killed it, and never found it again. I got 2 of them in a row through surprise trade. Yeah, pretty weird. So I have a spare one because Violet has the Aqua breed, which is fighting water. And then Stunky, trading Stunky to get Gulpin. Gothita to get the Solosis line. Oranguru to get Passimian. I still find it so weird how Oranguru only stands up in like the menu or in the Pokédex. Meanwhile, like its icon on the left hand and actually in battle, it's always sitting down. It's weird. Larvitar to get Bagon, Stonjourner to get Ice Cube, Skrelp to get Clauncher, Rufflet to get Vullaby, and I caught more of the Paradox forms to get the Paradox forms of the future. So Great Tusk for... Oh god, I'm gonna have to... Where's my phone? Let's see. Let me see if I can remember this. Which one's the counterpart to Great Tusk? Oh, Iron Shreds, which is ground steel, I believe. Screamtail for Iron Bundle, which is an Ice Water Delibird counterpart. Brute Bonnet for, I believe, Iron Hands, which is... I don't remember what the typing is, but it's a counterpart to Hariyama. Fluttermane for Iron Jugulus, which is a dragon flying counterpart, paradox version of Hydreigon. Slitherwing for Iron Moth, which is a fire poison variant of Volcarona. Interesting that both Donphan and Volcarona have two paradox forms. Sandy Shocks for... Ooh, I didn't realize you had a booster energy. Don't mind if I do. What is Sandy Shock's counterpart? Iron Thorns, which is a rock electric Tyranitar paradox. And then, of course, Koraidon for Miraidon. The paradox forms of Cyclizar. So Cyclizar, Volcarona, and Donphan have both ancient past and far future paradox forms, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I still have a few, little remaining Pokemon to like catch and fully evolve. I need to get a Slowking. I did get the Pokédex entry for Scizor, but that's just because I evolved a friend Scizor. And then everything else here is just extra forms that, or like just Terra types of Pokemon that I already have. Except for you. I can't... Oh! I did not realize I could... Oh boy. So, let's see. The way to evolve Gimmighoul is special. And also I got the... Oh my god, I gotta... gonna have to use that. I was able to get the Rotom catalog, because in the place where you do all the bidding and stuff like that, you need... you can get the catalog for Rotom. Anyways, to evolve Gimmighoul, you have to level it up after obtaining 999 Gimmighoul coins. Yeah. And also be careful, because once you evolve it, these all disappear. Meaning, if you want to evolve a second Gimmighoul, you got to do this all over again. So, let's see our final evolution for this episode, I guess. Oh my god, it's the string cheese mascot! Oh, I like how it keeps the chest as like a tiny little fanny pack from the back. Say hello to Goldengo, the coin entity to Pokemon. It's now a steel ghost type. Its body seems to be made up of 1,000 coins. That's why we needed 999 of them. This Pokemon gets along well with others and is quick to make friends with anybody. Oh, so he's like your rich friend who's like super friendly and just, despite being very privileged, they still want to be friends with you. Oh my god, it's even... was that a surfboard? Well, there you have it. We have evolved Gimmighoul finally into Goldengo. And you are placed right... Okay, good, right here. And that is, again, that's it for when it comes to all of the evolutions and stuff for now. Like, I've reached out to friends and be like, hey, any of you guys want to trade so I can get a Scizor and Slowking, or any of you guys got version exclusives for all these guys? And I've heard nothing, because they all clearly have better things to do. No, it's alright, it's alright. But, yeah, now we have officially, like, we've done everything that I've wanted to do for the most part. We've gone legendary hunting, we've filled out as much of the Pokédex as possible, we even got a shiny Noibat. So, I think it's high time to finally begin checking out the different gyms. Now, we've done a lot, like, just talking and rambling and things like that. So, actually, wait, no, I want to check some stuff out at the academy first. Because there are some things that I've learned recently that we need to look into. Also, one thing that I'm wondering. Hmm, part of me wants to cover the content of the classes, of actually attending the classes, because apparently there's some like really interesting information and stuff that you learn while attending classes and interacting with the school and all that. So I might do something like that. I don't know. But one thing that come on, game. Whatever. Okay. So one thing that I've learned. Oh, a little Mimikyu. Great that night classes are available here. I can work during the day and still learn. Okay, there's something around here that we can find. Phasing through my starter, it's weird. Oh my god. Where might it be? Oh. Nana Academy school song? Oh boy. No thanks. I'm not a big fan of alma maters. Oh hey, my school library has this too. Oh my god. Okay, so so like I said before, this is my first episode that I've recorded after finals. I stayed, oh my god, I spent literally, oh my god, 19 hours one time working on nothing but finals, because I had so many papers I had to write. And oh god, I woke up at 12:30 in the afternoon and was writing stuff non-stop till 7 in the morning the following day. Yeah, oh wow, I didn't realize Gengar had these back hair tufts or whatever. Oh my god, there are a bunch of Norbats up there, that's cool. There's one book in particular that I'm trying to find, but can't seem to find it. Oh my god. Interesting how they're just like a bunch of Pokemon vibing in the school. You'd think they'd be like, students all Pokemon must be kept in their Pokeballs at all times while in the library or something like that. I don't know. But where is? Okay. Trying to find something in the library. There is a specific book I'm trying to find that is recently become available, but I can't find it. Interested in any classes? Oh god, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff, a bunch of classes to take. Is it in one of... Hey, don't tell me someone checked it out. Oh my god. Okay, basically, just in case I'm unable to find... Oh! It was literally right. I'm stupid. It's the Scarlet Book, the Mysterious Red Tome. Do you want to read it? Yep. Now it's part of the Naranja Academy library. Now we have a whole bunch of lore to learn about. So, if you guys are interested in that, feel free to stick around for the episode. If not, you're more than welcome to click off because it's literally just going to be me reading a bunch of stuff. A photograph from the survey team's point of ingress to the crater, which is visible in the background. Luck favored us with fine weather, making for a smooth outset, but clouds obscured the crater's distant depths, where the treasure of legend is said to lie. Now onward and downward. Let's see, you got a Luxio, and that's a Curly, I believe. It's cool. Alright, next, adventure into Area 0. With the great crater of Paldea lies the mysterious Area 0, a place home to such landscapes, such plant life, and such Pokemon as we had never seen. It is inhospitable to human life, and as such I suspect something altogether unknown to humankind sleeps in its depths. What do you mean, Pokemon we've never seen? You never seen a Corviknight or a Raichu or anything like that? Like, whatever. A photograph of a spot where the survey team rested on day 2 of the expedition. Note the strange symbols inscribed in the ground here, were they left by explorers in the time of the Paldean Empire, or could they be older still? Regardless, they seemed as if they must hold some meaning. Interesting. Paldean Empire, this is the first I've heard it. I mean, I've heard people mention it in videos, but that might be something that's discussed in like the history class. Also, you can find this area in Area 0, and this is actually the place where you can find Roaring Moon, and I assume Iron Valiant in Violet. Then, alright, ledges from a spiral down the inner walls of Area 0, offering a path of descent. Vegetation and sources of water are here as well. Legends tell that the precious stones of wondrous fruits have long slept in Area 0's depths, protected by some manner of guardian. Curious. Alright. Pokemon of Area 0. Sketches by a survey team member. Surprisingly, the Pokemon species we observed in the upper strata of Area 0 seem little different from those seen outside the crater. Now and then we heard unfamiliar cries from the lower strata. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, there's Flamigo, Palmont, Knucklestack, and what's that in the middle? There's some sort of like what looks like an ape. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a Rangaroo or something like that. And I think that's Glimmet and Glamora in the middle, but like with their petals stretched out or something. I don't know. So yeah. And now the monsters of Area 0. As we descended further into Area 0, we began to catch glimpses of mysterious Pokemon, though we wondered if these huge ferocious beasts were indeed Pokemon at all. One of our team suffered a brutal blow from such a beast and was mortally wounded, forcing us to retreat for a time. So, Great Tusk, you have a kill count. Cannon. A member of the survey team captured this photograph by chance. I noticed a passing resemblance to the Pokemon known as Donphan, yet differences such as its sheer size and the shape of its back set it apart, as do its great tusks. Yeah, this is the same page that we read when Arvin showed us the book. Herba Mystica very likely is same thing that we saw from Arvin as well. Area 0 is home to wondrous herbs that instantly impart vigor when eating. We dubbed them Herba Mystica and attempted to grow some in areas around Paldea. However, before we could harvest, the herbs were eaten by Pokemon, which in turn grew large and strong. We call these Titan Pokemon. Something interesting that I've learned, a quick bit of trivia. Titan Pokemon and Totem Pokemon from Sun and Moon share the exact same name in all languages except for English and I believe Chinese. So, with all intents and purposes, Totem and Titan Pokemon are the exact same. So I wonder what version of, like, what Alola's counterpart to Herba Mystica is. If it's just, residual energy from Z crystals or something else. Or the blessing from the Tabus. During our descent into Area 0, we came across a buried metal plate inscribed with a strange symbol. We attempted to shave off a piece of this plate, but failed to leave even a scratch. Even determining the nature of the metal seems beyond Sorry. Seems beyond modern science. We know not why the inscription was made, let alone how. I think we've seen this. I'm not sure if it's still there. I don't know. At first, when I thought mysterious plates, I thought they were going to talk about the Arceus plates. Legendary treasure. Countless days into our descent, we reached at last the very depths of the Great Crater, where we found a cave with formations of gemstone, shining blindingly bright as far as we could see. Perhaps that strange light itself is the guardian set to watch over treasure deep within the crater. It's very likely they're the crystals that allowed terrestrializing to be possible. An imagined Pokemon. The drawing of fantastical Pokemon as envisioned by a sketch artist. The size and ferocity of the strange Pokemon that dwell in Area Zero's lower reaches tickled the artist's imagination, prompting this sketch of what other species that inhabit these depths might look like. This is a drawing, of the legendary beasts, a fusion with all of them. You can see Entei's flaming mane, Suicune's head crystal, and Raiku's fangs, along other, notable parts of their body. And this is much like how Iron Valiant is a fusion of Gardevoir and Gallade. It's possible that this is an imagined Pokemon. In Scarlet and Violet, you would see basically a fusion of the Swords of Justice from Black and White, those being Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion. And it basically says the same thing. It's an imagined Pokemon done by a sketch artist. So it's possible that these Pokemon do not exist. It's just, a fantastical idea. But it's interesting to think about that, because Raikou, Suicune, and Entei in particular are Pokemon that were, in a way, artificially created. Because they are the reanimated, they're the resurrected bodies of 3 unknown Pokemon that burned in the burned tower in Johto. And then they were resurrected by Ho-Oh into completely new Pokemon. So it's interesting that they, come up with something like this, because that might, if this ends up being like an actual, like, this paradox version of the legendary beasts is true, then that brings a whole lot of question as to where the legendary beasts originally came from. Did they really come from the burnt tower, or are they even older? Phantom memory. During our exploration of Area Zero's depths, Heath, strayed from the team, was later found unconscious. When awoken, I could only recall speaking with someone in an unfamiliar place as in a dream. I was found holding the page shown here. Handwriting is my own, but I have no memory of writing this. That's weird. Can't think of what could have possibly caused that. Our generous sponsor, the author Heath, pictured with the director of Naranja Academy. The Academy's generous funding made the Area Zero expedition possible, and the data gathered has been shared with the Academy in hopes that it will aid in the institution's further work and foster future generations of scholars and scientists. That's cool. Which one's Heath? Which one's the director? I don't know. That's the author. Okay, so yeah, this guy is Heath. The other guy was the former director. Heath, author of the Scarlet Book, shown here with his partner Cyclizar, a natural historian as well as a writer. He was chosen for the Area Zero expedition and penned this account upon returning from the Great Crater of Paldea. Cyclizar aided the expedition as well as bearing the team's luggage and equipment. That's cool. And now a something Pokemon. While separated from the research team in the crater's depths, I found a strange entity. Whether it was a Pokemon or even living at all, I know not. It bore a shell with layers of overlapping hexagons, and gleamed brighter still than gemstone. Viewed as a whole, it resembled a mysterious, brilliant disc. A disc Pokemon, probably. This offers interesting implications. Biblically accurate, something, I don't know. Interesting how there's a bunch of planets in the background as well. So yeah, uh, that is that has some interesting implications. That goes back into the topic of will we get DLC or not? I don't know. I would love that. I would be totally fine with DLC for this game, honestly. But yeah, just not sure what it might involve. Like I know some people have been saying, "Oh yeah, we'll get like Kalos DLC or something like that." Like because this place is based off the Iberian Peninsula, and so like we see this area right up here. This is essentially like I think is it the Iberian Mountains or something like that? I don't know. It essentially would lead to France, which if we're basing this off of real world geography, it would eventually lead to Kalos. I know I know some people are going to be actually it's based off of northern France, so it would lead to another area before Kalos. So shut up. I don't care. But again, there are some slight contradictions with how certain with how the regions line up. I know that like Birdkeeper Toby's made a video talking about that and all that. So yeah, I don't know. We might go to Kalos. I'd love to go to Kalos, honestly. I'd be totally fine with that because fun fact, there's already data for the Kalos starters along with the Galar starters in this game. So once Pokemon Bank releases, they'll be one of like the few Pokemon that can. I think the only Pokemon that can be transferred over are Pokemon that. Let's see, the Galar starters, the Kalos starters. Obviously, Charmander, the Charmander line, because it was in that raid, and then every single legendary Pokemon featured in Gen 8, prominently in Gen 8. So that means the Galarian legendary birds and their Cantonian counterparts, of course. The I believe every Gen 4 legendary. I know for sure the Creation Trio and Arceus, along with their origin forms. I'm curious how that will work in this game if there's no because unless there's some way to find the lustrous and adamant orbs, and then of course Arceus, who apparently like they found out the data and Arceus has like a broken moveset, so it's like oh boy, Arceus meta, and then all the legendary Pokemon introduced in Gen 8, so the Zacian, Zamazenta, Eternatus, the Cupfu line, the two new Regis, and Calyrex and its two horses. So yeah, pretty cool. But we're getting things off right now, and next time on Pokemon Scarlet, we're gonna be starting off our gonna start I guess rematching all the gym leaders. See you guys then.